How to receive it faster. I'm Brian Withers, empowerment coach, trainer, and author. Well, you hear me often talk about receiving because I want to get you into the knowing that the things that you want, the way that you want your life to be, it's about receiving them. And that's in all areas of life, not just material wealth things, but relationships, health, the interesting things of our day, the way we use our gifts and talents to express ourselves, and those kinds of circumstances. We want to receive them. We want to get out of this idea of making things happen, because quite frankly, the way to receive it faster is getting away from this making it happen and figuring it out. So let's look at how this all came to be. So here we are, we're coming in, we are source energy, that's our source self, and we decide we're going to come into this human body, and we have the knowing. We have the knowing of the creative process of how life works. We have that knowing, but we don't have it in our conscious or our subconscious mind as a human being. We rely on the humans that are here to give us that account of life, but they don't give it to us, because it hasn't been around in any understandable or teachable way for I'm not sure how long, but it's been many, many generations and hundreds of years for sure. And so because we don't get that story, we get other stories. We get stories about science, we get stories about history, we get stories about religion, we get all kinds of things. And they don't give us the accurate knowledge of life on how to really conduct ourselves as a human being with our conscious thinking mind and all of our faculties and interacting with the universe, the non-physical aspects. We just don't get it. So we basically grow up with the extent of life being physical reality that we work with. So we come in high vibration, but pretty quickly, we start to get some low vibration going into our subconscious beliefs, which then also influence our conscious thinking mind, of course. So now we got this mix going on. We do get some high vibration stuff in the mix, but it's very wobbly energy, that's for sure. And as we grow up, what that leads to is it leads to thoughts that are guilty thoughts, angry thoughts, unworthiness thoughts, frustrating thoughts, annoying thoughts, fearful thoughts, life is unfair thoughts, gotta work hard thoughts, gotta prove myself thoughts. And there's a lot more, but those are some of the ones that for sure that we get into as we grow up. And of course, that's all low vibration. That's the train wreck thoughts, because they are low vibration thoughts, which bring to us low vibration experiences, what matches. And so a lot when we want things, we do want things, and they're all high vibration. So here's the path to the things that we want, and all these things, everything here is high vibration. That's vibrational reality, and the path is the sort of the way that the vibrational reality comes into physical reality. It's those details that come to us. The knowing of life is all high vibration. And the understanding of life we're receiving, that's all high vibration. But so much of our thinking that goes on in the various areas of our life, our work life, business life, health life, relationship life, our house life, our car life, all that stuff, if you look at it, you'll see, if not you, I'm sure you know people that have quite a mix of these kinds of thoughts with all those topics. And of course, as you do that, you just keep yourself in a holding pattern for the manifestation, the same one over and over again. And as I said, we have this mentality of we're going to make it happen, right? We're going to, we use our thinking mind to figure things out and make them happen. In our action, we're going to make it happen. And that's all that low vibration stuff. So even though we come in high vibration with the knowing, the people here, they didn't have it or they don't have it, and they're not giving us the creative process. That is the That is the human understanding of the knowing that we have as source energy. And so our subconscious gets quite tainted with those beliefs. So when we see the creative process, the asking continues to be natural, because as we go through our day and we see things that we don't like or they're not the way we want them to be, that's the asking. And of course, that is the contrast. So the contrast is the experience. The experience when we don't like it is the contrast, and it is the asking. That's all the same thing. And in that, then out of that comes expansion and creation. Creation is the expansion, the creation of expansion, which our inner being takes care of. So that's all this stuff, and it's all set up. So that part one and part two of the creative process, it's working anyway. That's why the universe guarantees joyous expansion. You see, even if we don't receive it, we don't allow ourselves to receive it, it's still expanded. And one lifetime or another, we're going to receive it. So in the creative process, the next part is for us to allow it to come in. But what are we doing? We're focusing our thoughts in some way, to some degree, on these kinds of thoughts, the guilty thoughts, the angry thoughts, and so on and so forth. And what are we doing? We're mixing in a good deal of low vibration in our energy. So something that is not the way we want it to be, again, whether it's in a business, relationship, or whatnot, we are not allowing ourselves to receive it because our energy is low vibration. So it's like putting these debris on the path, and now we can't travel that path. That path won't come to us. We're just not a vibrational match to it. And that's what slows everything down, because your inner being has got a path that sets up, that it's set up, which is a very comfortable, easy, joyous path for you to receive in your daily life. And you do that as your high vibration. You're in a good feeling, positive frame of mind about things. You are doing the receiving. But you can see how we can slow it down, slow it way down. The more we have these kinds of thoughts, the more we slow it down. So, again, the reason these things are vibrational realities, because we had life experiences that caused us to ask. But we just seem to keep looking at the contrast, the thing that we didn't like. So if we're annoyed at some kind of situation, or we're frustrated with a person, any of that, and we keep focusing there, now we don't let ourselves receive the path, because our present moment energy is low vibration, whereas this is all high vibration. So what this channel is all about, my books, my coaching, and everything, it's kind of like thought therapy. I'm giving you thought therapy, because I'm offering you a new way to use your mind, your conscious mind, a new way to look at things from a new perspective. So when you look at them from this faulty belief perspective, you keep looking at a situation that you don't like. If it's, say, a job, you look at it in a way that you don't like it, or it could be a relationship. Maybe you're looking at your partner and you're not liking something, and you keep looking at it, and you keep not liking it, and you keep looking at it, and you keep not liking it, and it keeps getting more momentum, and you keep closing off the path. The preferred experience that you want is all set up because the situation already caused you to ask for it. Everything is going natural, except you just won't get your focus off these thoughts. You will just not put them on the kinds of thoughts that tell you the thing you want is on the way. You're not getting your thoughts on the positive aspects of that contrast, which is the celebration that it expanded into this, for one thing. But there would be other physical world points of positive aspects that you could focus on. But faulty beliefs got us in this habit and this pattern of focusing on the thing that we don't like, thinking that it's injustice or unfair, or why are they doing that to me, or what, feeling angry, feeling guilty, all these things. And you see, that's just the pattern that we get into. So that is what slows things down from us receiving them. And if we want to speed up the receiving, then we've got to change our mindset. We've got to get into this positive feeling mindset. See, this is our natural mindset. If we didn't have all this faulty belief stuff going on, and we got taught the creative process from the beginning, we wouldn't have these kinds of thoughts. We would have these kinds of thoughts. We'd have happy thoughts, satisfying thoughts, joyful thoughts, thoughts of ease, peaceful thoughts, worthiness thoughts, anticipation thoughts, abundance thoughts. And even in the contrast, in unwanted situation, we would still have these good feeling thoughts because we would understand from a broader perspective how the situation was serving us. We wouldn't have any, thinking that we had problems or crisis or trauma. We wouldn't be looking at, see, that's all contrast, but we don't understand how to interpret it. We don't learn this creative process growing up. So our interpretation of contrast actually keeps us stuck in it, like we got treated unfairly, or why did they do that to us? And again, we just keep focusing here. But we want what we want, but we focus here. We want what we want, we focus here. We want the business deal, we want the good business partners, but we focus on some negative aspect about their behavior, so we can't receive it. We look at our partner, we see something that we don't like, and the preferred experience is something that we could be receiving, but we keep looking at it and we can't have it because it's low vibration. It could be your house. You look at your house, you want a different house, whatever that house is. And then you're critical about the house that you have. You feel annoyed about the market or the price of things or the interest rates, instead of being joyous because your inner being set up the path and it's all on the way to you. So you see what the focus has got to change here. The focus, we have got to change the focus. And the way we change that is to get really solid with this creative process. This is the information, the knowledge of life that tells us how it all works. And then we can look at all these situations and we can drop all of that faulty viewpoint that tells us it's against us, or it's making it hard for us, or we're not good enough for it, or any of that stuff. We just drop that stuff wholesale. We completely get rid of it. It's not going to happen overnight, but as we learn the creative process and we start to then find ourselves thinking these thoughts, and then we replace them with different thoughts that cause us to feel happy and satisfied and joyful and so on. Now we're bringing ourselves back in to the more of a high vibration mindset. And that's what's going on here. And that's what the 7 stages of, of manifestation are about, is this transition from these kinds of thoughts here, these patterns and these habits, the transitioning into the habit, our natural habit of these kinds of thoughts, the high vibration. And as we do that, we start to move this debris, move this interference out of the way, and we open up the path. And now, because we're feeling this more often, we're receiving the details, and now we're moving along, and the things are moving to us, and then we're connecting. And that's how you receive faster, and it's all about receiving. So we ask ourselves in the day, what am I doing and thinking today, right now, that's allowing me to receive the path or blocking the path? Am I allowing or blocking? And I talk about the daily emotion tracker, and I say you could add a 3rd column in there, because if you put a negative emotion, you're blocking the path. If you're feeling positive emotion, you're allowing the path. So it doesn't matter so much actually what you're thinking or doing as how you're feeling about it as you're thinking or doing it, because it's the allowing for the receiving that you're interested in. That's what's going to make your life at large be flowing in the way that you want it to go. Another question is, what am I doing thinking to invite the path, receive the path? See, we want to think in those terms. And then, am I allowing the receiving? Am I allowing the inviting? Am I blocking the inviting? Or am I inviting what I don't want instead of what I do want? You see that those are great questions because they give you a self-check. And your daily emotion tracker will help you with that. If you add that 3rd column and you indicate with the negative emotion, I'm blocking. I'm doing this. I'm blocking the path. Why do I do? Why am I doing that? I want to stop doing that. I don't want to block the path. I want these things. Life caused me to ask for them, and I really like them. I really like thinking about them. I like the idea of them. They'd be really fun to be living. So why am I looking at the way somebody's behaving, what they're saying, and getting upset and blocking my path? Why am I letting that? Why am I letting interest rates or the government or my neighbor, why am I letting them block my path? I don't want to do that anymore. I don't have to do that anymore. I can understand vibrationally that I got something going on is a faulty belief that's attracting that kind of thing to me, but I can accept that now. I can accept it's just vibrational and not react to it anymore. I can respond to it. Thank you. Thank you for neighbor for letting me know I've got some cleanup to do in my energy. I've got to think more about what I want and be less frustrated about the way you are behaving. And as I do that, then that kind of interaction goes away. You see, so we can clean all up the energy and keep the path clear and be receiving the things that we want. So this is the way. It's all about receiving. We're not into action to get things and make them happen. We only think that, excuse me, because of faulty beliefs. And when we do think these kinds of negative feeling thoughts, it blocks the path. And so then we think, okay, if we work harder, if we think more, if we figure out more, we're going to get it. And no, because that ultimately ends up doing this to the path too. That's all low vibration. This side of the equation is completely low vibration. You got to get on this side of the equation, people. You absolutely got to get over here. And so that's what I say. We're going through some thought therapy here, right? We know what physical therapy is. We know what speech therapy is. We know what different therapies are. They're to change the way we do things, something about the way we're doing things so that we get a different result. Well, guess what? This is the biggest thing of humanity right here. You're going to change the way that you think. This is thought therapy. You're going to start to use your conscious thinking mind in the way it was meant to be used to focus in a positive feeling way, and you're going to keep that path clear, and you're going to receive everything that you want, and it's going to be a very, very nice receiving. You're not going to be in any kind of hurry, and it doesn't matter where your life is right now. You could be anywhere. You could be experiencing anything. If you will just get yourself into these kinds of thoughts, and you don't need any conditions to feel happy thoughts, if you have this creative process, it will unconditionally let you feel good. It will unconditionally let you feel satisfaction and happiness and peace and all the rest of them. You don't need the condition to change to feel good. And that's where your freedom is. That's why you're the creator of your reality. It's not reality controlling you. It's just that you didn't learn to focus your positive mind in accordance with the creative process. You learn to focus in accordance to these faulty beliefs, which hook you up to the physical world and being and looking at what's going on that you don't like, and just it's got you hooked in. But the creative process unhooks you from that as you learn it more solidly and you practice it and you start replacing those thoughts with these, and you transition your mind to the high vibration mind. Then you keep this path clear, and then the receiving is its natural receiving. See, it's been slowed down. It's not really about speeding it up. It's about getting the resistance out of the way so it comes to us in its natural speed. We're getting slow speed now because it's unnatural speed, because we got this mix of low frequency energy in the mix here. So it's slowing us down. So we want to get that out and keep the path clear and keep our mind focused in these positive ways, and that will get us back to our natural high vibration life. So that's the message for today. That is how to receive it faster. Become your own thought therapist, and you will restore your high vibration life, and you're going to like it. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks for listening in. If you have any questions, leave them on the post, and have yourself a great day.